My quietest student ended a semester of bullying with one sentence, and I've never been prouder of anything that happened in my classroom. I knew Brenna was going to be my problem on day one. She came in with one earbud already in, an iced drink in her hand, and eyes scanning the room for a target. Other teachers had warned me in the copy room, half joking, half not. She talked over me constantly, filmed things on her phone under the desk, and did anything that might get a reaction out of the boys in the back row. Every time I asked her to put the phone away, she'd say something like, "You're honestly my least favorite teacher," loud for the audience, and then be sugar sweet 15 minutes later like it never happened. She went after the other girls too. Told one that her skin was a choice. Told another that her jacket looked like it came from a donation bin. She called herself a content creator, while making sure everyone knew nobody else in the room would ever hit 1,000 followers. Anytime I sent her to the office, her mother would call the next morning claiming I'd humiliated her daughter. Those calls were their own experience. Mom wanted grades guaranteed, because if the influencer thing didn't pan out, Brenna would need a transcript to fall back on. Brenna had the lowest grades in the class. When I said carefully that some students worked very hard for those A's, her mother demanded I name one so Brenna could learn from them. I named a kid. That was my first mistake. His name was Dov. He sat in the back left corner, turned in immaculate work, and had not spoken a single word out loud since September. Not one. Not attendance, not a group check-in, nothing. I'd started to wonder if there was something going on I hadn't been told about. Brenna picked him up like a project. She mocked his handwriting, his backpack, the way he held his pencil. Every day, some new small thing. He never responded. He'd just look at his desk until she got bored and moved on to somebody else. Another teacher told me she'd fixed a similar situation by forcing two kids to work together. We had a group project coming up. I genuinely thought that if Brenna had to spend 2 weeks watching Dov work, she'd start to see him as a person instead of material. That was my second mistake, and it was a much bigger one. 10 minutes in, she was performing for the two boys at the next table, narrating everything Dov did in a voice designed to carry. And this time, it was landing differently. He'd gone very still, and his ears had gone red. I came over and saw he'd done every part of the assignment while the other three talked. "Brenna, why aren't you contributing?" She leaned back, scrolling. "He's hogging it. I tried. He won't let me touch anything." Dov looked up at her. He knew it wasn't true. He didn't say anything. "That's fine," I said. "He's done half. You can finish the rest." She didn't look up. "Nah, he likes doing it. He doesn't have anything else going on." The boys laughed. She smirked. She'd gotten exactly what she came for. And then I looked at Dov, and his eyes were wet. 4 months of this, and that was the one that finally got through. He looked at me, and I could see him trying very hard not to let it happen in front of everybody. So I walked back over and said, loud enough for the whole room, "Don't talk to him like that. He's carrying your grade right now. For all you know, he ends up being the person who signs your paycheck one day." Brenna finally looked up from her phone, offended, sitting up straight, and I could see the mean thing loading behind her eyes. 28 kids waiting for it. She never got to say it, because Dov spoke, first time all year, in this quiet, level voice that somehow reached every corner of the room. She wouldn't work for me. I only hire people who do the work. Dead silence. Then the room came apart. The two boys were gone, howling, one of them actually on the floor. The girls Brenna had spent 4 months picking on were laughing hardest of all. Brenna's face went scarlet. She grabbed her bag and left before the bell. I want to be honest, I should have stopped the laughter. That's the job. But I stood there and let it run for about 10 seconds, because for 4 months, every laugh in that room had been aimed at somebody who couldn't defend himself. And for 10 seconds, it wasn't. Then I settled everyone down, and we finished the period. Brenna transferred out of my section 2 weeks later. Her mother sent one last email that I never answered. Dov talks now. Not a lot, but he answers questions, and he sits with those two boys at lunch every single day.